Hello, I hope you are all doing super well. It is already the end of November. I have no idea where the month went. If anybody knows where the month went or the year went, I would love to know, so please let me know. Today I am going to be doing my count up of all of my sinking funds to see how I am progressing on my budgeting savings journey. So if you are new, I do this every single month at the end of the month, and I go across many different categories. Some are only online. I do still include them, but I will not be counting them in a binder. And there's some that I leave out. I do not count up my savings challenges or my minis, as when they are completed, then they get put into a sinking fund. So yes, welcome on in. If you are new, please consider subscribing. I am hoping to get to 500 subscribers in 2026, so I can do a giveaway of some amazing budgeting items, and you cannot win if you are not subscribed. And a huge shout out to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. I love engaging with you in the comments. So yes, we are going to go over all of my sinking funds that I keep track of. There are certain accounts that I do not include. I do not account my checking account. I have an account that my property tax money gets put into that I keep separate, and I don't include any of my investments. Like, I'm in Canada, by the way. I do not include my RSP, my tax-free savings, anything like that. So at the end of October, across all of my different categories, I had $6,281.56. And this is obviously due to some accounts being online, so they're going to have cents, as well as some accounts will earn a small amount, a very minute amount of interest. So we are going to start out with 3 online accounts only. The first one is my vehicle fund. So this is meant for anything vehicle related. It does not include gas. Gas is paid out of my checking account, as where I'm in Canada, they like you to prepay at the pump, and I just don't want to have to deal with the cash bit of it all, as most of the time I go to gas stations where I get somewhat of a discount, and it kind of comes off after you fueled up, so then you'd have to go in. It's just a whole rigmarole. So I usually pay with my credit card and then just transfer the money via my checking account. So this includes anything vehicle related, and I had $282.13 in here at the end of October, and at the end of November I have $240.85, which is down. It did get money this month, but because I'm going to be putting on my winter tires here soon. Well, my dad and I are. My dad wanted to do my brakes, so that included brakes, as well as some brake fluid, as well as he bought me another oil filter for the next time that I need to get my oil changed, which will probably be October-ish of next year, as I don't travel very far. So it did go up, it did go down, but that's what that kind of account is used for. Next is a household account. It's used for anything household related. I've been purchasing toilet paper and laundry soap and any cleaning products with this, but if I had money in here and say I needed to buy a new set of dishes or a new set of pots and pans, I don't, but let's just say I did, that would be where the money came from. At the end, it does get money transferred every single month, and so at the end of October I had $37.01, and at the end of November I have $70.01. I did have to purchase a few things this month, and honestly, for the life of me, I cannot remember what they were. I was trying to remember so I could tell you, but I don't. But it's down a little bit, but that's okay. And next up is my Christmas sinking fund. So if you are new, I have been saving for Christmas since January. It is a line item in my budget. I believe this is the 3rd year that I've done it. It's a game changer for me. And I put money every single month from my paycheck into a separate account. It comes out usually the day after I get paid. And so that if I see something, say in June, I want to buy for somebody, I have money in there. And I do sort of not a concrete budget, but sort of like a general, okay, this is how much I want to spend on each person. I always leave a little bit of contingency, just in case I'm gonna have to potentially buy another gift that year. And hopefully I actually will have money left over this year, and I might actually make a donation with some of that money, but we'll see. I have been purchasing my gifts. I have most of them finished. People in my life have just asked for money, so a few of them will just be getting money because they're wanting to use money towards their goals. So at the end of October I had $297.42, and at the end of November I had $291 $21.95, as that is because I've been purchasing some gifts along the way. So next up, we are going to get into our binders, and the first binder is sort of a revolving, always kind of active, what I would say, binder. Stuff gets put in here and stuff gets used. So it's, yeah, definitely revolving and active. I would call it like an active binder. So I have first up my hair, which I have my hair done about every 9 to 11 weeks, and I pay cash. And at the end of October, I had 75 in here, and I have 10, 20, 25, and 30. My next appointment is mid-January, so it will probably have enough by then for the next appointment. And next up is nails. I get my nails done roughly every 4 weeks, but I have been known to go like 6 at the max. Just kind of depends on how it's going, and I pay my esthetician in cash. At the end of October, I had 45, and I should have still 45. I did have an appointment, but it got money. It gets money every paycheck. So 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it really didn't have a change, but it kind of actually did. It got money, and then money got taken out for my appointment. My next one is in mid-December. Next up is beauty. So I have a gift card in here from my birthday in the summer from my sister and brother-in-law, and I have not spent it, but I have $20, and this is beauty, by the way. At the end of October, I had $20 in there, so really no change. I did put money in here, but I did take some money out because I did buy something from the shopping channel. If you're new, it's kind of like QVC HSN. I buy a lot of my skincare from the shopping channel. So next up is clothes. I have no plans to buy anything right now, but I am trying to lose some weight. So I have a feeling, if all goes to plan, fingers crossed, that I will probably need to buy some new pants. I don't think I'll need to worry too much about tops and jackets and things like that. And my shoe size has been the same shoe size since I was like 14. So I really don't think that's going to change, but I will not worry too much. I'll see what kind of happens. So at the end of October, I had $40 in here, and I have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. It did get some money from some challenges, so that's why it got built up a little bit. And next up is technology, which has been getting money pretty steadily. And by the way, my laptop is off to the side where I keep track of all of these accounts, and it does the auto sums and everything for me. So you will not see it on camera, but it is just off to the side. So in technology, at the end of October, I had $310, and in the bank, we have 2, 300, and 10, 20, 30. So we are up $20 in this account. This is kind of a priority for next year too. Just going to always kind of be putting a little bit of money in here. Next up is pets, which I do not own a pet, but it is a goal of mine to have a pet. I will need to move and purchase a new place to live in order to make that happen, but I'm saving now. So at the end of October, I had $500 in there, and at the end of November, we have 500 and 600. So that is great. It is getting money. Ever since I became consumer debt free earlier this year, certain things are a priority in my budget, and pets is one of them. So next up is new home. So this is going to be stuff related to a new home. Lawyers' fees, potential moving costs, not sure what else, but we had $400 at the end of October, and we have $450 in the bank now. So we are up 50. It's getting money. It's going to be sort of a line item priority next year. I've kind of mapped out a little bit of my budget for next year, just kind of guesstimating and, making certain things priorities. So I will not, I don't currently do a ton of savings challenges, and nor will I do a ton of savings challenges. That's great. I enjoy watching those people that do savings challenges and then redistribute amongst their savings or sinking funds. I tend to do certain priorities, and then I'll do challenges, and then those will just kind of drip feed into different categories that don't always get a ton of money, if that makes sense. Next up is gifts, which has 0 and still has 0. Sorry, had 0 and still has 0. Birthdays in my family are in the summer. So around springtime, I start saving for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and then birthdays in the summer. Next up is giving. Giving is very important to me. I give of my time every year to a charity around Christmas time, and I also do try to make monetary donations as well. So at the end of October, I had $60 in here as I'd let it build up, and now I have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So technically it's down, but it did get money. It's because I made a donation to my local food bank at the beginning of November, I believe. Next up is my emergency fund. I treat my emergency fund like a bill, and it has worked well for me to treat it like that. So at the end of October, I had $1,300 in here, and now I have actually $1,200, $400 in the bank. And this will be a goal as well next year to get it to another certain level. I don't believe you can ever have enough in an emergency fund, especially, I should knock on wood. My job, I think, is fairly secure, but just life be lifing. So I think getting your emergency fund, just continuously putting money in there, I think is what I would recommend people do. Even, I mean, yeah, like even if it's $10, $20, but like if it's just continuous, it just becomes a good habit. So next up is my annuals, yearlies, as well as just some lower priority things that are also not getting money right now, but they will in the future. So next up is home insurance. So this is for my condo insurance, and I pay it yearly. It's very similar to renter's insurance, and it is fully funded at $300, and it has been fully funded since October and at $300 there. So there's no change, and it will not get any more money until it's used and then has to be refilled back up. So next up is renewals. This is my AAA as well as my car registration, vehicle registration. I have to do it every single year, and they're roughly about $100 each. So there has been $200 in here for a while, and there's still $200 again. I fund them. I kind of try and make it a priority to fully fund them fairly quickly after I've paid them out, instead of including like a line item in my budget, so that I just know I have the money there. Next up is subscriptions. I do pay for Netflix monthly. I get actually Disney Plus for free with my internet and cable package, so I don't pay for that. And I don't have Amazon Prime. I only have Sirius XM, which is something that I listen to while I'm working, as well as sometimes in my vehicle. But I had I was able to negotiate a 2-year kind of contract with them, and it was $5 a month roughly. And so I just threw that money on my credit card. So when the charges came every single month, they're just paid for. I don't know if I'm going to renew for this year or not. I'll have to see whether I want to or not. And so it's had zero for quite a while. Next up is health. So I have health coverage through my work. However, in order to be reimbursed for certain things, like through your health spending account, I only have a certain amount of money that I can put into there and be reimbursed. And so there's just been a lot going on this year, and I have already maxed that out. So anything prescription wise, anything physio wise, if I have to go to the chiropractor, I don't get reimbursed for that. So this is kind of like a health buffer. In some years, I can get pretty much the whole entire year without having to, but this year I went to the dentist like I do every year. My benefits only allow me to go every 2 years to get my eyes tested. They cover very little for glasses or contacts, and I do wear contacts. So, and then I've had physio quite regularly, and I did have an extra med that I needed to get after my surgery. So yes, I've just completely maxed out. So anything that happens now, between basically now and the end of the year, I will take out of here, unless it's a really small amount. Like my one prescription's around $3 something a month, $3. And so I just take that out of usually checking or my spending money. So yeah, we just have this as a nice little buffer. So at the end of, let me take a look. At the end of October, I had $25 in here. And at the end of November, I have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and 70. So that's good. Next up is travel. Travel is not really a high priority for me. I have other goals that I want to meet. It had 150 at the end of October, and it still has 150 just because it's not a priority. Next up is night out, and I've actually been using this for going to yin yoga. So something that I'm doing for myself, and technically it's at night, so I guess it is a night out. So at the end of October, I had $70 in here, and I have 10, 20, 30 in there now. And that is because I paid for another round of yin yoga, and it goes until just before Christmas. So I don't know if I'm going to sign up for the ones in the new year. I actually haven't even looked to see if they've been posted, but winter in Canada is not fun. So sometimes I don't like to go out if I don't have to. So next up is furniture, which is furniture for a new place. These are low priority. They almost never really change. I had $20 in there at the end of October, and it has not changed. I know that. This little tracker is each shape is 20, so I'm not going to bother pulling that out. Appliances, again, appliances for a new home, new place. It has had $0 for quite a while, as it's just low priority. Next up is maintenance. I'm thinking this will be maintenance for a new place, not my current place. And I've knocked you all around, and I apologize. I'm trying to get it to, there we go, stay. So it's had $0 for quite a while. New vehicle, this will be a priority in the new year, just to kind of get some money in there. My vehicle is pretty good, and I plan to keep it for as long as possible, but I would love to not have a car payment or as small of a car payment and pay it off as quickly as possible. So I've been saving in here. I did save in here, and I will be in the new year. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, and we had 20 at the end of October. I believe I put some money in from a challenge into here. That's why. So that is that. We are only going to count one savings challenge. And that is because it's a 2026 savings challenge, and it's going to be done at the end of the year. And then I'm just going to leave the money, and I'll determine what I'm going to do with it. It has no plan yet. It is the 2026 savings challenge from Budget with Ira. It has its own beautiful envelope and challenge. It's laminated so I can reuse it. But at the end of October, it had 20, and it now has 20, 40, 60, 80. And again, like I say, this will be done at the end of the year, and then I will use the money for something in 2026. And then at some point I will do the 2027 challenge from Ira, but I might redo the 2026, just maybe with a smaller amount. So I actually have a couple other binders, but the first binder I'm just going to show you, I will be using next year, and I'm going to be using this for putting money into my tax-free savings, like a huge lump sum in there. So it has had nothing for a while, but I will be keeping track of that come the new year. And then next up is the $500 binder. And by the way, these two binders are from Iris Budgets. If you can ever snag one of her binders, they are amazing. I have used this particular one, I believe, 3 or 4 times since I got it, and it's still just as good as when it first came in. I do have some Poshmark sales in here that I actually did not stuff. I kind of forgot about that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that off and just quickly stuff the money while I'm here with you. And so then we can add this up. This binder is going to be used. I've already completed it once. If you are new, this money is earmarked for when I have surgery again. I will need surgery in 2026. So I will be on disability from work, and disability does not pay very much. And so I've already kind of worked out roughly about how much it will be, what bills definitely need to be paid. So things like savings challenges might be very, very minimal, but certain priorities will still be taken care of. So my goal is to get this to 1,000, just have it sitting in my bank. If I unexpectedly have more money that comes in from disability than I was expecting, then hey, great. And if I have money left over, then I can just put this money somewhere when it's finished. So it saves $500, but what I'm going to do is just figure out how much I have left to stuff. So for the first line, I have 50, and then we have 15 there, 35 and 15. Then we have 35 there, 15 there, and 10. 25 and 50 on that, 35, 35 and 20. So we still need 340. So that means we have $160 in this binder, which is great because that is moving and grooving, and I hope to have this done early 2026. So it's just one less thing to have to stress about. Actually, I still will need my calculator. So this is my month ahead binder. This money is earmarked to use when I purchase a new place. My goal is to purchase a new place, then sell my current place. So this would be money that I would help to pay monthly bills instead of always having to rely directly on my paycheck. So it's just, I mean, if it didn't go to plan and I sold my place first and then had to purchase a new place, this would just be money that would be able to help for that as well. So we actually, this is super exciting. If you go back and watch my cash stuffing video, you will see I reached a milestone in here, so definitely go check it out. I will try and remember to link it, but it will be the last cash stuffing that I have done in my playlist. So we have fully funded actually an entire month's worth. So we have $60 for cell phone, $60 for gas, so that's vehicle gas, $90 for car insurance, $100 for groceries, $130 for property tax, $180 for cable internet, $460 for my condo fees. This will most likely change as they up our condo fees every year, but right now that's what I have. $610 in my mortgage, and just $100 buffer just to have, you never know, things creep up, right? So at the end of October, I had $1,580 in here, and now I have $1,790. So I am up $210 in here, which is amazing. And we will be able to get started on a second round of that. So that is awesome. I'm just going to double check and make sure on my spreadsheet I didn't miss anything. And I don't think I did, which is great. So at the end of October, I had $6,281.56 across my different categories. And at the end of November, we have $6,412.81. So while it's only up just over $130, that is still super amazing because I have put money in here. I've had to use some money, but that's really the whole purpose of budgeting, saving money, planning for things like vehicle maintenance. So yes, I am not upset about that. And I know Christmas will bring it down. These numbers will most likely kind of go down because Christmas will probably all be gone at the end of December. So yeah, but that is awesome. I am so happy. This has changed my life. Budgeting, cash stuffing, planning for the future have absolutely changed my life, and making certain things a priority has really shifted my mindset. So if you are looking for something to do, this cash stuffing, cash budgeting is so amazing. You will see huge results, honestly. You really will. But I appreciate you being here so much. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love for you to join me on my journey, and just a huge amount of love out to my returning subscribers. I appreciate you so, so, so much. And yes, I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.